sis, y'all gotta stop putting y'all eggs in one basket, man. I just came in from doing Lyft. The last ride. Whew, the things these men be putting us through, and I solely blame us because we still believe it in this love at first sight, falling in love. I don't know how you think you're supposed to fall in something that's supposed to lift you up. But anyways, yeah. So it's the lady birthday. So happy birthday to her. And she got in the car. First she was quiet, and she started looking at. She noticed the books in the back, and she saw Never Date Just Once book, and she asked me. I said I'm the author of the book. I wrote the book, and I told her what the purpose of the book. I'm a coach who teaches women to learn how to roster date without their emotions, without sex being involved, and getting their needs met. So they can make a decision on who is the best man for them, but they have more than one man to compare it to, because how are you to find the one if that's the only one? And she was like, oh. And then she started crying. Yeah, I'm a coach. I'm not a therapist. So tears still throw me because I be trying to figure out what happened, what went wrong, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, are you all right, ma'am? And she said, I just had to part ways with somebody I had been with for the last 5 years. I really thought this man wanted to marry me. About 2 years in, he gave me an engagement ring. I was like, well, that's a big step. She said, yeah, except just a few weeks ago, I found out that he had been sleeping with one of my closest friends. And they had been sleeping together for the last 2 years. And he proposed to her too. So now I turn around and I'm driving because this is just, stuff be so unreal, the type of things that we have to go through. So I was like, what? I wanted to know how she found out. She says, I actually happened to be looking through his phone, and I saw pictures of her, like nude pictures. I said, and so I didn't ask him about it. So I put his phone back down, and I told him I had to go to the store, and I went to her house. So I knocked on the door, and she opened the door, just happy-go-lucky, tried to pull me in for a hug, and I stepped back. And then I slapped her. I said, God damn. And I told her, I said, you have been involved with my man, who's also your man. And she said, baby, he more than that. That's my fiance. And she showed her ring. So the lady was like, I wanted to snatch her head off her shoulders. I said, well, what did you do? Because now I'm interested. Well, how did this go? She said, I just turned around, went back to my car, got in my car. Of course, the tears and all that started falling. I gave 5 years. She said, I gave 5 years of my life to this man who was sleeping with my friend. And she knew that he proposed to me. And she still turned around and accepted a ring and engagement from him. So I went home. By the time I got there, he was coming out the door with his bag packed. She said, I guess he had already got the call from my friend. So I confronted him and I asked him to tell me what the hell was going on. And he just straight up told me, I was never going to marry you. I just wasn't where I needed to be in my life. And I thank you for everything that you did. But you are not the woman for me. I just come, but she said, I'm shocked. She said that she could not believe that this man would tell her this to her face and then walk past her, put his stuff in his vehicle and leave her with no other explanation. So for the next few days, she holed herself up in her house and she was in a hot mess, crying and all that stuff. And I said, well, what brought you out? She was like, reality. Because at the end of the day, I had been sleeping with his friend too. So I guess my mess caught up with me. Never date just one, sis. You better always keep one in the clutch. That's all I'm telling you.